The long wait. The false documents lay spread across the kitchen table like a carefully constructed lie. Henry Blackburn had spent 2 hours crafting them by lamplight, his Pinkerton training evident in every forged signature and fabricated detail. Sarah watched him work, marveling at the precision. Letters that looked like they'd been written weeks ago, notes that appeared to document months of investigation, all of it convincing enough to fool men who wanted desperately to believe. "They'll examine these carefully," Blackburn said, blotting the final page. "Hartwell isn't stupid, but greed makes men see what they want to see." Eleanor stood at the window watching the darkness beyond the lamplight. "And if they don't believe it, then they'll come with violence instead of negotiation." Blackburn's voice held no comfort. "Either way, we'll know their answer by tomorrow evening." Sarah folded the documents carefully, her hands steady despite the exhaustion that pulled at her bones. The performance for Whitmore had drained something essential from her. The effort of appearing desperate and frightened when she felt neither, of playing the role of betrayer when loyalty burned in her chest like a brand. She'd watched Whitmore's face as he swallowed the lie. Seen the moment his caution gave way to hope that the Mackenzie problem could be solved without further bloodshed. "You should rest," Daniel said quietly, his hand finding hers beneath the table. "It's after midnight." "I can't." Sarah looked at the documents, then at Blackburn. "What will Hartwell offer? If he believes me?" "More money than you've ever seen." Blackburn leaned back, his scarred hands folding across his chest. 10,000 was your opening bid. He'll counter with 5, maybe 6. Try to make you feel grateful for the negotiation. Then he'll want to meet somewhere public, the hotel dining room, maybe the bank. Somewhere he has witnesses to establish that you came to him voluntarily, that no coercion was involved. And the actual exchange? That's where it gets dangerous. Blackburn's eyes were hard. He'll want the documents first before any money changes hands. Once he has them, once he's verified they're what he needs, that's when the accident happens. A runaway horse, a fall downstairs, something that looks natural but leaves you dead and unable to testify about the transaction. Eleanor turned from the window, her face pale. "Then we can't let Sarah go alone." "She won't be alone." Blackburn's voice carried absolute certainty. "I'll be there watching. So will others. People Hartwell won't recognize. We'll document everything, every word, every exchange. When he reveals his intentions, when he makes the move to eliminate Sarah, we'll have him." The plan settled over them like a shroud. Sarah felt Daniel's hand tighten around hers, felt the weight of what she'd set in motion. Tomorrow evening, in a hotel dining room or bank office, she would face Martin Hartwell and his consortium. She would hand over false documents and watch his face as he examined them. And somewhere in that exchange, the truth would emerge, whether the consortium chose to believe her deception or to kill her for attempting it. "I need air," Sarah said, standing abruptly. Daniel rose with her, following as she stepped out into the cool darkness. The prairie night wrapped around them, vast and indifferent. Stars scattered across the sky like thrown seed, and the wind carried the smell of dust and grass and the distant promise of autumn. Sarah walked to the edge of the yard, where the lamplight faded into shadow, and stood looking toward Medicine Hat. "Your father's out there," Daniel said, coming to stand beside her. "Riding home with help." "Will he arrive in time?" "Blackburn thinks so. If Hartwell accepts the meeting, if he takes the bait, your father will be here before anything happens." "And if Hartwell sees through it? If he sends men tonight instead of waiting for tomorrow?" Daniel was quiet for a long moment. "Then we fight, like we did before." Sarah turned to look at him, this man who'd become so essential to her existence that she couldn't imagine a future without him. His face was shadowed, but she could see the set of his jaw, the determination in his eyes. He'd killed men to protect her. He would kill again if necessary. "I'm frightened," she admitted, the words barely audible. "Not of dying. I've been close enough to death these past weeks that it doesn't terrify me anymore, but of failing, of setting this trap and having it close on us instead of them." Daniel pulled her close, his arms solid and warm around her. "You won't fail. That performance tonight, Sarah, I've never seen anything like it. You made Whitmore believe every word. If Hartwell is half as convinced, we'll have him." She pressed her face against his chest. breathing in the familiar smell of him, soap and wool and the faint tang of gunpowder that seemed to cling to everyone these days. Promise me something. Anything. If this goes wrong tomorrow, if they kill me. Sarah, listen. She pulled back to look at him. If they kill me, you make sure my family uses that mine money to build something good. Not just survival, something that matters. A school, maybe, or help for other homesteaders who are struggling. Promise me they won't just hoard it. Daniel's hands came up to frame her face, his thumbs brushing her cheekbones. I promise, but you're going to be there to make sure of it yourself. You're going to live, Sarah. We're both going to live, and we're going to build that future we talked about. She kissed him then, fierce and desperate, trying to pour everything she felt into that contact. Love and fear and determination and hope. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, she rested her forehead against his. I should go back inside, she whispered. Mother will worry. But they stood there a moment longer, holding each other under the stars, stealing a fragment of peace before tomorrow's storm. Inside, Eleanor had made tea. She pressed a cup into Sarah's hands without comment, then sat down at the table with her own. Blackburn had disappeared into the back room where the two prisoners were kept, checking on the guards and ensuring the saboteurs remained secure. Your father will be proud of you, Eleanor said quietly, when he learns what you've done. Or furious that I've put myself in danger. That too. Eleanor's smile was tired, but mostly proud. You've become someone I barely recognize, Sarah, stronger than I ever was. That's not true. It is. Eleanor's voice was firm. I spent years being afraid of poverty, afraid of failure, afraid of what people thought. You face men with guns and don't flinch. You devise strategies that would never occur to me. You've grown into someone remarkable. Sarah felt tears prick her eyes, unexpected and unwelcome. I learned it from you, from watching you hold this family together when Father was gone, from seeing you face down Blackwood's men at our door. You taught me what strength looks like. They sat in silence for a while, drinking their tea, letting the quiet of the night settle around them. Outside, the guards maintained their watch. Johann Schmidt and Peter Reed circling the property, rifles ready, eyes scanning the darkness for any sign of approach. Blackburn returned, his expression thoughtful. The prisoners are getting talkative. Fear of hanging will do that. They've confirmed that Hartwell brought 10 men from Calgary. Professional killers, not just hired muscle. 6 are still operational after tonight's failed sabotage. 6 trained killers, Eleanor said flatly. Against how many of us? Depends on when James arrives with reinforcements. Right now, we have 8 adults who can handle weapons. You, Sarah, Daniel, Samuel, Johann, Peter, myself, and Martha if it comes to that. The Hoffmans will be here by dawn with 3 more. If we're lucky, James arrives with a dozen mounted police before Hartwell makes his move. And if we're not lucky, Blackburn met Eleanor's gaze steadily. Then we make our stand with what we have. These homesteads are built like fortresses. Sod walls 3 feet thick, small windows, heavy doors. We have food, water, ammunition. We can hold out for days if necessary. Days. Sarah heard the weight in that word. Days of siege, of waiting, of wondering when the attack would come. Days of children crying, of fear wearing down resolve, of hope slowly dying. It won't come to that, Blackburn said, but his voice lacked conviction. Hartwell is a lawyer, not a general. He'll want this resolved quickly and quietly. Either he accepts your offer tomorrow and we spring the trap, or he rejects it and comes with violence. Either way, we'll have our answer within 24 hours. The door opened and Samuel Thornton entered, stamping dust from his boots. His face was grim. Riders on the North Trail, 3 of them moving slow, like they're scouting. Consortium? Blackburn was on his feet instantly. Can't tell in the dark, but they're circling, staying just out of rifle range, watching. Then they know we're fortified. Blackburn moved to the window, peering out into the darkness. They're assessing our defenses, counting our numbers, preparing. Sarah felt her stomach tighten. Preparing for what? For whatever Hartwell decides. Blackburn turned back to face them. If he believes your offer, those riders will withdraw. If he doesn't, they'll attack before dawn while we're tired and hoping for sunrise. The night stretched ahead of them, endless and uncertain. Sarah looked around the kitchen. at her mother's drawn face, at Daniel's protective stance, at Blackburn's professional calm, at Samuel's weathered determination. These people had become her fortress, more solid than any sod walls. Then we wait, she said quietly, and we watch, and we trust that Father is riding as fast as he can. Eleanor reached across the table and took Sarah's hand. Together, Sarah agreed. Outside, the three riders continued their slow circuit, dark shapes against darker prairie, patient as wolves. Inside, the defenders prepared for whatever dawn would bring. Weapons cleaned and loaded, water barrels filled, children moved to the safest rooms, watch schedules established. Sarah took her turn at the window near midnight, staring out into the darkness, watching for movement. The false document sat on the table behind her, ready to be delivered tomorrow evening if the riders withdrew, ready to spring a trap that might save them all or destroy them. She thought of her father, riding through the night with territorial authorities and mounted police. She thought of Thomas, probably asleep at the Reed homestead, safe for now but aware that his family faced danger. She thought of the mine, that hole in the earth that had brought them such trouble and such hope. And she thought of tomorrow evening, when she would walk into a hotel dining room or bank office and face Martin Hartwell with a smile and a lie and a desperate gamble that truth would triumph over power. The eastern horizon showed no hint of dawn. The night would be long. But Sarah Mackenzie had learned patience along with courage. She settled into her watch, rifle ready, eyes scanning the darkness, and waited for the riders to reveal their intentions. Whatever came next, she would face it with the same determination that had brought her this far. The consortium had made a mistake when they'd underestimated a homesteader's daughter. Tomorrow, they would learn the cost of that error, if they gave her the chance to teach them.
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.